Using the group data from the train regulator, estimate the mean time for a train arriving late and the number of trains arriving 10.5 minutes late. So here we got the time in minutes, the frequency and the class width and the frequency density, which we used to draw a histogram. This was the original data that this table came from. So if we're making two extra columns on the given table in the question, so the two extra columns are going to be midpoint and f times x. Now the midpoint we call x, okay, and we've got a frequency here of 16, and so the midpoint between 0 and 4 is going to be 2. The midpoint between 4 and 6 is going to be 5, and the midpoint between 6 and 12 is going to be 9. And here what we do is we work out fx. So in the first case we're going to do 16 times 2, which gives me 32. Then we're going to do 16 times 5, which is going to give me 80. And then we're going to do 18 times 9, which is going to give me 162. We should then add that column up, which is 50, and add this column up, which comes to 274. Now this column is called the sum of the frequencies. This is sigma f. Sigma means sum of the frequencies. And this is the sum of the column called fx. This symbol means the sum. Now the estimated mean is going to be sigma fx over sigma f, which is give me 274. 274 divided by the sum of the frequencies, which is 50, which gives me an answer of 5.48 minutes. You should ask yourself whether that answer looks reasonable. Looking at the original table here, we can say that it looks fairly reasonable. Don't forget, some of the data has been lost, therefore it's only called estimated mean. It might be a good idea maybe to pause the video and calculate the actual mean from the data, but you'd have to take the midpoint of each of these. Now, considering the histogram, how many trains arrived 10.5 minutes late? So here's our histogram that we drew from that before. So 10.5 is here, so we're going to draw a line up on our graph here. This is 10.5. Now the area, if we use frequency density we calculated from frequency divided by class width, then the area represents the frequency. So we need to find the area of that shaded bit there. So the area will be 1.5, that's 1.5 on that axis, times 3, so 1.5 times 3, which would give me 4.5. If you think about, if you take that as the frequency and you divide it by the width for that is 1.5, that will give you an answer of 3, which is the height. So if you're working backwards, so it's basically using this backwards. And then the estimated number of trains running late than 10.5 minutes is going to be 4.5 trains. Okay, don't forget it's an estimated amount. You could go back to the original table, calculate roughly how much you expect from the original table. Okay, this has been a video to show you how to find an estimated mean and to use the histogram to calculate the number of trains running after a certain time late. I hope you understood, and I thank you very much for watching.